Hello, good morning from St. Louis, Missouri. So we are on stop 6, I think, of my cross-country trip back to Arizona and stop 3 on my pseudo Route 66 trip. So I was a little on the fence about stopping in St. Louis because I actually stayed here on my way over, and I did. And I felt like I did the things that I wanted to do. I didn't really feel like I left St. Louis wanting to do things. But my other option was Merrimack State Park, and they had availability. They were a good price, but one, they didn't have good service there, and I need decent service to get work done. And then 2, I really just needed somewhere where I could stay, do laundry, get some things done. So this is what that is. And since I'm here, I might as well go out and do things. So my plan for today is to hit up a couple museums. I want to go to the Art Museum, and I want to go to the Transportation Museum because I feel like that kind of fits with my Route 66 theme. And then I've got a few other Route 66 things planned as well. If you haven't seen my other video, I've already done, like, I went to the Gateway Arch with Mercy, so we looked at it from the outside. I don't feel any strong urges to go inside it. And then we did a couple other cool things last time we were here, so if you haven't seen that video, go check it out, I guess. I don't know. I think that's it for now. I'm going to go off and go to my museums first. Yeah. So if you know the game Rail Baron at all, which I kind of doubt, it's a out-of-print game. It's kind of like Ticket to Ride, where you go place to place on the railroads, except you also are buying railroads. So whenever I'm at museums with old trains, I always am recognizing the trains you can buy. So we've got Union Pacific over here. We've seen some of the SP and the NP. I think we saw one ATSNF. And then there's also Missouri Pacific, which I haven't seen before, but that's what I always think of when I see trains with names I recognize, is that you can buy them in Rail Baron.
We did the Transportation Museum, we did the Art Museum, both of which very good. I enjoyed my time there. Next up, we're gonna do a Route 66 thing, and we're gonna go to Ted Drew's Frozen Custard, I think. Yes, Ted Drew's Frozen Custard. It's not the original or the older location, because I think there's 2 locations, but I think the older one is closed for the fall, I think. It's not open anyway, so we're gonna go to the other location and we're gonna get some frozen custard.
Hello from Bennett Springs State Park, just outside of Lebanon, Missouri. So still in Missouri. It was about a 3-hour drive. I did make a couple stops, so my GPS told me 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it took me closer to 3 hours, but that's pretty normal, especially when you're towing. I did stop at the iconic Uranus Fudge Factory on the way here. It is probably one of the more infamous roadside attractions on Route 66. So I stopped there briefly. I didn't buy anything. I didn't really see a lot. I was having this weird thing where I was hearing like a thumping sound when I was driving, and that just kind of stressed me out. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from, but I did conclude that everything looked normal, and towards the end of my drive, I think I realized it's probably either in the bed in my truck or in my truck itself that was thumping. I do have some storage in my truck, things that I just don't fit in here that I'm comfortable keeping in my truck instead, so it's probably something like that was thumping, but not the calmest of drives. Could be better. But back to this state park, I am here for 1 night. I really wanted to stay here for 2 nights because it seemed like a gorgeous, gorgeous RV park, except I made this reservation on Monday. And for larger context, today is Friday, so I was trying to get reservations for the weekend. Understandably, I could only get 1 night, which is fine. I need to keep moving anyway, and the location isn't necessarily that great. There's not a lot of things of interest in the area. I'm sure there's lots to see in the state park itself, but as far as Route 66 goes, I'm going to go see, there is a Route 66 museum, so I'm going to go see that, and I might also go see, I think, the Munger Moss motel sign, which I think is probably the most iconic thing in Lebanon, so. But as for today, I am going to go take Mercy on a walk, and we're going to explore a little bit. I honestly don't know what is in this campground, except maybe a spring. So we'll see, I guess. It seems like a very beautiful campground. I really love the site I am in, so I think I'm gonna go take a look around.
I am just moving towards getting ready to go today. Checkout time is 2, so there's not really a rush, so I'm gonna make my lunch real quick and then head out. My go-to for travel days has been sandwiches because they are super easy to eat and super easy to make. So I did just want to talk a little bit about the park itself because it is a very nice park. And I would probably recommend it if you are passing through the area. It's about 20 minutes from the highway, so that's I think the only real downside. But the sites are beautiful, and honestly, like they're spaced far apart. Many of them are shaded. It's just a very beautiful place to camp. As far as activities in the park, there's definitely fishing, lots of fishing. If you're big into fishing, great place to go. There are trails. And even if there wasn't a lot to do in the park, I think it'd still be a nice place to stay for a weekend or longer. I don't think there's a lot to do in the area, but like, not a big deal. Sometimes you just camp to get away from everything, so. Definitely recommend, and the price is great. So they have a range of sites. I cannot remember what the price is for the other sites. But my site, which is just electric, is $25, and then you have to pay a processing fee of $8. So I think it came out to be like $33, which isn't bad for one night. I will accept that price. The really nice thing is they don't have a fee to get into the park itself, and so you don't have to pay that extra fee on top of your camping fee. I have talked a little bit about how these state parks that charge you not only the nightly camping fee, the processing fee, but also a daily entry fee to the park, which is kind of crazy to me because Arizona doesn't do that. They do charge for entry into state parks, but they do not charge campers for entry into state parks, so it's included in your camping fee. So overall, good vibes in this park. I really liked it. Nice place to stay. Highly recommend if you are passing through this part of Missouri. I'm just going to finish packing up here, and then I am heading off to Joplin, Missouri.
Hello from Joplin, Missouri. My battery's almost dead, so we'll see how much food this we actually get. But I stopped overnight in Joplin. I am back in the casino parking lot RV park that I said I wasn't going to come back to. So if you watched my videos of me driving to Michigan, I stayed in Joplin in this RV park on my way up for one night, and I said, well, I'm pretty sure I said that this is just not an RV park that I would want to come back to. For one thing, it's a parking lot. It's just a parking lot. You spend $35 to park at a parking lot, although you do get electric and water, so it's very nice. But the other thing was that the way the RV sites face means the sun comes into pretty much all of my main windows at the same time at some point in the day, which is not ideal because it just kind of heats up the camper. You have to close shades. It's a whole thing, and I generally don't like RV sites that face in this direction. So I said I wasn't gonna come back, and mostly I just wasn't gonna come back to Joplin because I didn't feel like I needed to, but okay, battery died, so we are back to the phone camera. Basically what I was saying is that I just didn't really plan on returning to Joplin, just in general. I actually was originally planning to go to stop by Tulsa instead, but just the way timing worked out, this was the easiest option. And at the end of the day, $35 isn't as bad compared to the KOA that is $60 a night, which is kind of crazy for Joplin, Missouri. Although Joplin is a lot bigger than I think I originally thought. It's fine. It's not a big deal, except for the fact that I said I'd never come back here, but that was probably just being a little too dramatic. It is what it is. So we've just kind of been chilling. I'm only here for one night, so I'm leaving today to go to Oklahoma City. I think this morning, I have a couple hours before I have to check out, so I think this morning we are gonna go check out the murals in town. We have about an hour to kill before we really need to pack up and check out, so we're gonna go do that and then pack up and leave, and then I will see you in Oklahoma City.